The
Okay,
button.
can somebody catch me up on where we are?
Yeah, one
We are
second.
currently in we are currently in the center of magical radiation, and most of us are feeling sick.
Um,
Ooh, magical radiation.
so the place that you guys are in is actually called the Whorlstone Tunnels. I didn't tell you that last session because I didn't feel like it was important, but after rereading kind of the information, there's really no reason not to tell you that it's called the Whorlstone Tunnels. So, there you go. But anyway, so you guys are in a place called the Whorlstone Tunnels, and you found the entrance through a hole in the wall in um the Darrow district of Gracklestug. You found it kind of by accident after you were pointed there whenever someone was like, Wurs actually, I think, was like, if you're looking for a Darrow, like just go to the Darrow district, basically. So you guys met with Wurs after saving him from being stabbed in the kidneys. He offered you guys a job, paid for your food and drink and all of that, got you guys kind of like set up for um like taking care of him. Um, gave you guys a sack of contraband for you guys to take to Blingdenstone, which is one of the places that you guys are headed, because Eldith is from there, and it's also the city that is closest to the surface. You also met with the Stone Speaker. Kind of the king of the stone giants, and he gave you the stone speaker crystal in exchange for killing the giant who had lost his ever loving mind. Um, and now you guys are fulfilling your presumably final task, um, and that is to find Strokey. You guys entered the Whorlstone tunnels. Um, it is completely suffused with Fairsris, which is magical radiation, causes all kinds of ridiculous bullshit, including most of you are nauseous. Ethan and Hero, since you weren't here last session, I need you guys to roll, was it con saves I made you guys roll? Let me double check on that. Roll them anyway, though, while I'm looking for this, and if I need something else, I'll let you know that I made you roll the wrong thing.
Wait, I'm rolling con save?
No,
Yep,
just the
Ethan and Hero.
just the two that weren't here.
All right. Did it? Did it appear? Yay? Nay?
Yes, I saw it.
It's not physically rolling on my screen, and I don't like that.
It says you rolled a 5.
Oh, that's even worse. I couldn't even see the five that I rolled, which makes it very unfun.
It's a wisdom saving throw, not a con save.
Oh, okay. Oh, yay! I have more wisdom than that.
All right, you fail.
10.
So,
Ah,
you are nauseous,
no
you
fun.
see disturbing images within the shimmering Fairsris light, and you have disadvantage on ability checks and saving throws until you take a short rest outside of the caves. So the entire time you were
Was that
in
a
here,
gangster?
the entire time you were in here, you have disadvantage.
That is not gangster at all.
Hero is you her.
Hero is currently not here. Please leave a message after the beep.
Hero EXE has stopped working.
Hero is not here. Oh.
It's all right. Just turn it off and turn it back on.
We're having a long rest right now, right?
Yes, you guys have a long rest because the book says that you're supposed to wait here, but there is absolutely nothing telling you that you're supposed to wait here and not just continue on. So I had to tell you, like, hey, you gotta
Yeah,
wait here, make camp.
yeah. Cat's like laying face first in dirt.
You cast blindness on yourself, remember?
Yes.
Yeah, that wears off fairly quick.
You blinded yourself?
Yeah, the lights, man, they're fucking me up. I don't like it. So I
Ooh.
blinded myself and then
Are the lights
laid
toxic?
down.
think I saw him. Oh, he's lighting up.
Retro.
Hero? See?
Retro.
Bro.
Retro.
A lyric.
Uh-oh, what did I do?
Nothing. I just need you to add that to your homebrew collection so that it shows up in the game. Thanks.
Oh, is this a thing I can... Yeah, okay. Let me sign in here. Just for the record, I will always open DMs on my phone.
I mean, it just
Cool.
sounds a whole lot more
Actually, I think
convenient
I
to
have
do
to
it that
send
way.
it to Ethan because he's the one that's content sharing in this game.
No, since I'm the one who is the owner of the campaign on D&D Beyond, I can just tick the little boxes on and off.
What am I, wait, what's happening now?
It's fine, we got it.
We got it figured out. But I also sent it to him anyway because it's a cool homebrew.
I do like cool homebrews.
Request SMS. Man, I hate and love two-factor authentication.
Or you could be sadistic like me and just do 3-factor.
No, thank you. 2 is enough.
Fuck.
Ooh.
I know, right?
I'm gonna save this for if I want to be really schmancy and I want to channel my inner jackass.
Yeah, it's great.
Anyway, it should be in my collection now. You should be good.
Yes, and I just added it to mine.
I might go through and find the star. What is it called? Starlight Shroud and the Starlight Spear and add it to my collection because I like those.
I'm so glad you love my children.
Alright, so you guys have made camp in this cave where there's this like magical radiation going on that's causing this like dance rave on the walls. Um
Ooh, trippy.
Oh, you are here.
Hero.
I've been talking to you.
I'm sorry.
Roll a wisdom save.
Okay. I may have slightly fallen asleep.
It's all right. It happens to the
Well,
best of us.
you
Come on,
know,
It
Hero.
does.
it
I I have not been sleeping very well, and I apologize.
you know,
It's
it would have
all
woken
right.
you up if I had used your legal name, but I'm not about to do that while I'm streaming. So, I'm
It probably
sorry.
would have.
I'm sorry in advance that I can't do that.
It's okay.
I keep
You said
forgetting people have real names.
you said wisdom saving throw.
Mhm. If you would
They
please.
have real
I
names.
failed. I failed horribly.
You did fail. So you were nauseous and you keep seeing disturbing images in the lights that are dancing on the walls, and you have
Ooh,
disadvantage on basically everything.
nice.
Ethan's just
Along
looking
with
around for like the possible mushrooms that he consumed because he's not sure which mushrooms he ate.
me still having underdark COVID.
Yep.
Yes.
Same for
Oh
me.
yeah, you still have under COVID.
I
I
do.
got I got rid of that.
But they weren't here, so they didn't know that.
Yes. Hero, it is gone until you enter the city again and have to make
Oh,
another save.
And then you get
fantastic.
under COVID again.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys are currently set up camp in this cave. Um, there's kind of a dance rave going on the walls. Most of you are nauseous.
Yep.
And
I
you
want off this ride.
and your one
It
person
reminds me of senior year.
your one person who rolled a 20 on that check last session isn't even here to make use of it. So
Darn it.
Visharo also passed the save, so Vishara is also safe.
you're uncomfortable, you're just not nauseous, and you don't have disadvantage.
Ethan's gonna stick next to the Grand Fay just in case he has to barf.
Make a point of barfing on her shoes.
Yes.
Alright, so you guys had a long rest, so you would just be waking up. This is technically the next day, but I mean, you guys' concept of time is skewed, obviously. So you have no idea what time of the day it is. You just know that this is the appropriate time that you probably would have slept. Because of the magical radiation that's going on in these caves, you guys actually don't experience any of the weird dreams.
Everything else is already pretty sick.
Cool.
Okay. Yep. Still sick.
Am I still seeing things? I
Disturbing
don't like
faces
this.
and
Yes, you
images.
are. You have to
I
resave
don't
in the
like
morning.
this.
Um, the the book actually doesn't specify you guys taking long rests in here, so it just seems like as long as you're in the caves, everything is constant. It
Okay.
doesn't specify retaking checks or anything like that, because it talks about you guys being here for like multiple days and days. It just doesn't specify what to do if you guys rest. You know what I mean? It makes it seem like just because you're here, whatever state you enter the space in, which would be what the checks are for, then that is constant while you're here, which is kind of unfair in my opinion, but we'll play it by ear from here, depending on how long it takes for you guys to get through this.
Yeah. Okay. Wake up. Realize we're still pretty sick. Six is going to motion on getting out of here as fast as possible. Doesn't like it.
I like the like silence in response. Come on, you guys are just waking
Like,
up, not literally.
I did. So technically, I'm the
I think we need to
excuse.
keep moving. I think we need to keep moving.
Yeah, everything seems to be like upside down, and I don't know why.
Tired of the dancing lights.
Is there anything that I can do to fix this, Lyric?
um, it doesn't seem so like it's really specific that this is an effect of being in this cave.
So it's an area effect type deal then. It's oh yeah, it's stuck.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
there's
I
nothing I
mean,
can do to like make him try to re-roll to help possibly not feel sick anymore since I passed the save.
it doesn't say anything like that. I'll think on it and see what would kind of like fit. Um,
And the only thing I was thinking of was lesser restoration because it does end one disease or condition afflicting it, blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned.
yeah, but
So
then that goes to kind of like the same argument of like, okay, but you cast that and then they would have to
they have to
basically make the save
make the
again.
save again.
Yeah.
That's more what I was trying to push than anything. I wasn't trying to make them not feel sick. I was just trying to see if maybe they can try their hardest not to feel sick.
Temporary reprieve of the pain.
Go Dramamine, please.
Yeah. Yes, motion sickness.
um,
It's all right. It happens to the best of us, I think.
let's kind of play it by ear for now because it is kind of an important part of what's about to happen without saying too much. So,
I
Ooh,
okay.
got it.
No, it's fine. I was just more meaning like having disadvantage on everything kind of fucking sucks.
yeah, I agree. It does feel really punishing, but luckily you guys won't encounter many situations where that's actually going to come into play. If that helps you feel better. Like there's not much combat in this section at all. so it's not that
How about
punishing. It's
you
just
make it a bunch of combat?
I mean
Let me see how many
by all
points I have for
means,
that.
Hey,
I can
you
throw
think
combat at you if that's what you want,
Could you
but
not?
Hold on. Let me see how many channel points I got for that.
no, I was kidding. This isn't a
I have
combat
enough for
campaign.
instant death.
No.
Woo!
You're gonna smite somebody?
And just because you use channel points doesn't mean that I
Nah.
have to let that thing happen either. So keep that in mind as well. I will railroad the campaign if I
Okay,
have
where's
to.
your hydration?
Um,
It's our job to railroad the campaign.
yeah, well, that's not working out too well because crickets, literal crickets.
I already said we should keep moving, and someone else agreed with
Yes.
me.
we should
Oh
keep
yeah,
moving?
there
Let's
it
go.
is. Hydration redeemed.
Just quiet,
Keep
because I have
moving.
a mouthful of chicken nugget.
I'll keep going.
Oh man, I want chicken nuggets.
I do too.
Fine.
Didn't say I wanted yours. I just said I wanted some.
I mean, I'm okay with taking nuggets from people.
Do you want to die?
I mean, I signed up for it. Let's be entirely fair. I rose my right hand, so like that's a death wish on its own.
My favorite D&D quote ever is from a campaign where I had to tell my players that, to be fair, prestidigitation doesn't say that it can't be used on chicken nuggets.
Exactly. Imagine that's a brilliant idea for prestidigitation. You just use it to lure monsters with the smell of chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
Well, so they had a puzzle that I put in front of them, and it took them literally 11 hours to solve it. And
Wait, what?
and
First of all, you can play
so
D&D for 11 hours.
so whenever they did, they opened this chest, and it was just a horde of chicken nuggets. And the kobold of the party got pissed off and knocked the chicken nuggets over, and that's when I was like, well, to be fair, you can just use prestidigitation. But anyway, so moving on,
I'm gonna
you
be using
guys,
this. Thank you for this.
you guys, uh, agreed to move on, but nobody specified where. I have provided you El map.
Um,
Where to go?
Where?
and are which where are we? Where are we here?
So you guys are kind of in the little dip. So from the left-hand side of the map, where you see like the tunnel entrance there, kind of towards the top, kind of the middle of the
Okay,
top.
we're like 15. We're like 15 squares right and like 5 squares south.
Yes. And I will tell you there is a correct way to go, but I'm not going to tell you which way that is. So choose wisely.
There's a right way?
Right.
There's a right way and a wrong way.
So right now
This
you
is gonna
guys,
get up. Sorry. Go
I
ahead.
was just going to say, right now you guys are basically in like a three-way fork. So you have
Okay.
three different options for where to go.
Can I look at like the different forks in the road and see if I can tell if like
One is more traveled than the other.
yeah, like if a person's been down that one, because we're looking for a person, so footprints.
Yes,
Um,
after
can
Nyx tells me what she was trying to tell me.
Oh, I was gonna say that I was gonna just get up, pick up my stuff, and then I was just going to go itty bitty mighty mo, and then like pick the top
That
one.
is that is a proper problem solving method. It is. It counts.
I was
um,
gonna pick the top one.
Also, it's worth noting that you cannot, this is a specific feature of the cave. It specifies this. If you were not in a room, you cannot hear what is going on in a different room. So
Oh, that's
any
irksome.
anything past, like there's supposed to be like dripping water everywhere, can't hear it. Doesn't matter. It's like sound is suppressed if you're not in that room.
So Nyx is gonna point at the north one and be like, "I'm going that way."
We'll just follow Nyx because that sounds really shady. Not like if you can't hear anything, you can't help your party, and that's
You
that's
can
fine.
hear. You can hear. You just can't hear anything that's outside of the room that you're in.
Yeah.
I guess whenever I
Um,
explained that the first time, it probably was phrased backwards. I'm sorry. But you can't hear anything that's outside of the room that you're in. So if you're not, so like say if they're numbered 1 through 5, if you're in 1 and even if it's a straight line to 5, you can't hear anything past 1 because you're in 1. You can't hear anything in 2, you can't hear anything in 3 because you're in 1. Does that make more sense, I hope?
Yes.
Vaguely, yes.
Okay.
it's like each room has soundproofing, and as soon as you enter the threshold of the next room, then you can hear that room, but you can't hear the room you just stepped out of, and you can't hear the room that you were going to step into.
It's like zone of truth, but zone of sound instead.
Silence.
But silence would
Nice.
imply silence. You can hear if you're inside of the room. Silence means that you can't hear.
Sound very
Inverted
in
silence.
all of the rooms.
Yes.
Inverted silence.
Inverted silence. I like that. Okay.
Anyways, Nyx is going north, and she is just like, "You guys want to follow me? Sure."
I was waiting on Cat to make that check and giving Cat guidance.
It would be check with disadvantage though, but yes, you can.
And would it, do you want an investigation or survival or?
I'll take any of those, whichever you think is more appropriate, because they're all kind of like, I mean, all kind of the same in this instance, because you're in an unfamiliar environment, you're in a weird environment, just in general, even, regardless of it being unfamiliar. You are in like a place where you would have to use those like survival skills, and you are literally using your eyes, so it could be
I will
any of those.
do
I
survival.
think I think I am going to. Ooh, 15.
Hold on, because I can add the D4 for guidance.
Yep.
Okay. 18's pretty good. 15 was good enough to see the thing though. So uh, you you don't find the exact answer to your question, but I can do you one better. Um, so in the room, if you're looking at the map, which hopefully you guys all have in front of you because it is massive, you will need it. So if you're looking at the map, you see that sort of like pool of water with like a stream connecting to it, right?
Yep.
Past that um is a figure who's standing and uh he's very small and he has a crazy staff and a really torn up tattered robe and he stands before a tall yet narrow crack in the wall. He stares at it for a moment, then leans down and rummages among the fungi, cackling with glee as he plucks a short mushroom and eats it whole. As he finishes the last bite, you can see him shrink down to a doll's size and then run into the crack.
I'm just gonna find
That's funny because
whistle
that's
like
the
a
direction that Nyx was going.
This is
like.
the direction I was going. Yeah.
Oh.
Did you guys catch the whistle? I don't know.
The what now?
Cat's gonna whistle just like a
Your mic's not gonna pick it up because noise gate.
yeah yeah. She just whistles and kind of like points in the direction of everything that just happened.
All right. Are you going to inform them what just happened?
Um, if they ask, but cat, it's just gonna go. We gotta go that way.
I already headed that way, so Nyx says as she continues walking.
I'm just going to follow while like having my
Also, I'm reading my DM map incorrectly. It is the same tunnel that Nyx wanted to go in, not the other way around. So it is the one on the left, not the one on the right. So he is like going past this like pool of water from left to right, not right to left. I described it as right to left. He is in fact going left to right.
Oh, we understood where he was going, even though you described it
Okay, just double checking.
wrong.
Okay.
We get near the pool of water. Can I stop and like start looking for one of those weird little mushrooms that he picked up?
Yes, except that you wouldn't be anywhere near the water. You would be near the entrance of the crack in the wall. You can, however, look for the mushrooms. That would be a survival check.
Another survival check.
You want
With
me to make it?
disadvantage.
You want me to make it since I'm not at disadvantage?
We can both, cause I just have a +5, so I might roll, two good numbers.
Yeah, you're gonna beat me.
Nice. You find the worst possible amount that you could have possibly rolled for that. You find 11 of each type of mushroom. Whenever you first got into the caves, you were able to find mushrooms that you identified as pygmywort and bigwig, and there are 11 of each right in front of
We didn't
this.
get the pygmy wort. We only got the big wigs, and we have a shit ton of them. But now we have both.
Now you do in fact have both.
Cool. I'm just gonna kind of give one to everyone.
Right? So now everyone has both a pygmywort and a bigwig.
All right, eat it.
This is a small crack in the wall. You will not be able to fit in, as you
Unless
are,
you eat it.
unless you eat it.
Yeah. Cat's not
Don't we
cat's
have
not
a?
I'll eat it.
actually giving
Oh
me
my
any
god,
information.
that was loud! What the
Yeah,
fuck?
that's really loud.
Cat's not even like giving any like good information. She's just like she handed it out and she's like, all right, eat it.
Mm.
I just go, okay.
Uh,
Just take a bite.
don't we have a small sized creature like characters? Like, aren't there a couple like small characters?
You do, but they're not currently here.
Oh, okay. So would they have to take it to fit through, since they're already small?
Well, Droki's a Darrow, so he's already small, and he took one in order to fit through the crack. So,
So even us medium creatures would have issues fitting in, even if we took them.
right. Because Darrow are as big as halflings.
Most of our party can't go through there.
And it does specify that he shrunk down to a doll's size. So, in order to fit through the crack in the wall, you have to be as small as a doll, at least.
I want to eat mushrooms.
So,
Yeah,
unfortunately, you guys.
there's pygmy mushrooms, right?
Right. Pygmywort and bigwigs. You have one of each now. Um, Unfortunately, nobody in the party is a pixie, although we do have fae, we do not have pixies. A pixie would be able to get through quite easily.
I want to eat a pygmy wart thing.
Cool. Cat has given you guys like no explanation, by the way. She's just telling you to eat something.
Okay.
Yeah, she's
Nyx
Hey.
is just going to eat it.
handed you mushroom, said eat.
Yeah.
Yep,
What?
just eating.
Why use lot
Sure, I will.
word when few word do trick?
Eat, eat, eat shroom. Nyx does
Okay.
the eating.
Exactly,
Nyx does eat.
exactly how cat's brain works.
Okay. I'm assuming Nyx is gonna get tiny.
You all shrink down to. I was trying to do some math to figure out if there was like a proportion to it. Because, like, a darrow is already tiny. They're like, what, 3, 4 foot?
Yeah,
And
the
then,
Darrows I think are considered small, the small category in terms of like the categories. So in the pygmy warts give you the effects of a reduced spell, which brings you down to the small category if you're medium, and if you're small, it brings you down to the tiny category. Which is why I was saying half of us couldn't fit through because we're all medium creatures. The only two people that can are the two people not here.
so,
Hand out too.
For game mechanics.
for the purpose of spurring things along, though, that's why I was trying to figure out math of like, so if a darrow is already tiny, they're like what, 3, 4 foot. Then he shrunk down to a doll's size, which is like what, maybe a foot tall. So it would be a 200% reduction in size, but then you would be like non-existent. So I obviously did my math there very wrong.
It should tell you in the description of the pygmy wart. Uh, it becomes half its size, and then it's like 8 times its or an eighth of its weight because that's what
Right,
the
that's what enlarge and reduce do is they are
yeah.
opposing each other. Right, I get that. But in order to get things moving and not limit you guys behind a stupid mechanic in a book that was written in 2014, I'm trying to figure out how to make it work. And I was hoping to use
You
numbers
just
to
say
do
it
that, but
works and move on.
That's literally what we do. We say it works and move on.
I was trying
You
to
don't
do
need to
like
give us the numbers.
Or we can just eat 2 pygmy warts and then we're fine.
except it
Because
That's not
specifies
how
that
D&D works.
and it specifies that the mushrooms do not give you a cumulative effect. They only give you a cumulative duration if you eat more than one of them.
Yep.
Yeah, it does specify. But yeah, so yeah, it works. Why not?
It works because plot armor.
Because clearly you're the chosen ones, right?
Don't tell Cat that.
What do you
Lay
like,
down.
Griffin?
He DM'd me. He had something personal come up. Lay down.
okay.
Yes, ma'am.
um, my dog only.
Excuse me a moment of actual panic.
I'm sorry. My dog only listens to commands given in a stern voice. Anything else he completely ignores because he doesn't understand that it's a command. So you have to be stern with him. And he's almost deaf, so I had to repeat myself. But anyway, he's on the bed now. He was trying to help himself to the kitty snack buffet, if you know what I mean.
Ah, yes. My dog used to only listen to commands given in Russian.
Oh, that's always fun. My
So
my German Shepherd knew Arabic and English and hand signs, so it was heartbreaking.
Yeah, it was really nice whenever Nitro started going deaf. That I had taught him sign language whenever he was a puppy, but now he's more blind than he is deaf, so that doesn't work anymore. But anyway, so yeah, so it works. You guys, woohoo! You go through the tunnel. Uh, I
come on.
I
um As you venture into the cavern, a stench of rotting meat rises. The floor is carpeted with humanoid remains in varying stages of decomposition arranged in a spiral pattern around the cave's center. An off-key humming comes from a hunched figure working busily at something on the floor. Actually, it's not correct because he's dead. An off-key humming haunts this room that you can hear mysteriously with no known source. Vishara, since you passed your check, you don't hear this.
I don't hear the hum.
You do not hear the humming.
Nyx is gonna cover her ears and be like, "What is that?"
The humanoid remains on the floor, make the entire cavern difficult terrain.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Nyx covering her ears, be like, "What is that noise?"
Can I inspect some of the remains?
You can. Are you looking to identify them or are you looking for loot? Or both?
Both.
Okay.
I will look for loot specifically. Oh, that'll do.
I'm assuming that's investigation.
All right.
Oh, a fucking natural 20 and I have disadvantage.
That's when you roll two natural 20s and give a middle finger to everybody.
This is the first.
Oh.
This is the first of the items that you find. This is another trinket table, but I found one that's a little bit more interesting and a lot less punishing. These items I feel actually have value, unlike the ones that are on the other one. So it would be easy to sell these.
So these are the ones, all the ones that I find, that Vishara finds.
Yes, this is what Fashara finds so far. I have to get through the rest of them. There's a 23, a 50, and a 3. A bottle of wine with a label dated before the spell plague. That's a little bit too specific. So I'm gonna change that to the current year. Oh, and this is my personal
I
favorite
feel like
thing.
Vishara would understand before the spell plague, but it's alright.
um, and then that last one is my personal favorite. All right, and then you got a 15 as well for your investigation. Um,
16 for.
oh right, 'cause guidance, right?
No, plus 1. So 15 plus 1 is 16.
Oh, yes, I see. Sorry, I think I confused a previous roll or something. Yeah, anyway, not important. Uh, so you find a cold iron nail twisted into the shape of a holy symbol, and since you're in the Underdark, we're gonna make that a symbol of love. um,
Being wonderful.
Interesting. All right. Um, so that's what Nyx finds for the 16.
The
Um,
glass eye. Okay, whatever. She's gonna pick it up. She's a hoarder.
uh, whenever you start to investigate the bodies, you realize that you can identify them as remains belonging to several Darrow, deep gnomes, goblins, as well as a couple of Grimlocks. Um,
Grimlocks?
yes. I was already looking up an image for those. Because that
Grimlocks? Fuck?
Grimlocks. They're like
Mm.
they're like how halflings are to humans, but how Grimlock are to giants. Does that make sense?
So
So they're
they're
small giants.
miniature giants.
Kind of.
Yes.
If you think of them the same way as like miniature stone giants, basically, they're a humanoid race of creatures with slightly scaled, thick gray skin that was usually scarred from hunts from their own constricted underground passageways. Um, they had sharp teeth and typically black hair. They had claw-like nails that eyes, while other accounts told of their faces being devoid of eyes, instead having skin stretched across where their eye sockets would be. Um,
Um, one of the Darrow bodies, does it still have a face?
is there something specific you're looking for so that I can better answer that question?
Does it still have a mouth? That's all I need to know. Are there any corpses that still have their mouths? Yes.
Are you gonna give a kiss of life? Like I don't.
Uh, are you gonna try and rip out their teeth or something?
No.
Like,
Speak with dead requires them to have a mouth.
oh.
I caught on. What were you guys?
What the fuck?
Hey, this is D&D. That could have gone anywhere.
Oh yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure.
it's true, but I
And
feel like the most
Vishara is
logical way to
an
go.
ex-fae, so like it would make sense. Like teeth, sure, why not? Like ex-fae,
Bones?
but
Trade you
still,
bones for this?
I was thinking this was like some weird character thing that we hadn't discussed, and like maybe Vishara just really likes collecting teeth and
teeth.
bones, or like you
Who
just.
knows? Ex-fae.
Anyway,
It's like the
anyway.
Indian shit.
So there, we'll say.
Vishara does have an entire collection of stone statues in their domain, so yeah.
There's a plat too.
There's 25 bodies here.
That's a lot of
And
bodies.
out of them, 9 of them are Darrow, and yes, um, 7 of those 9 still have their mouths.
Okay. I will use 4 of the charges on the stone speaker's crystal to cast Speak with Dead on one of the Darrows.
Okay.
And the first question is, who or what did this to you?
Um, Boopido.
Wait.
We killed him.
Yep.
The one I beat to death.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, he said he was a.
How long ago did this happen to you?
Many weeks.
Oh, good.
That's 2 questions. Um, do you know where we should be heading?
I don't feel like that's a question they would be able to answer.
That's fine.
Because, so I'll let you ask a different question instead. I don't feel like that's something they'd be able to answer. It's too open-ended.
Okay, I'll try to narrow that question down.
Where, where, Droki is.
Yeah, yeah. In what direction do I head to find the crazy wizard?
He's not a wizard. He's just a Darrow. But I'm gonna pretend you said that.
Well, he has a staff and he's been weird about
You could have Droki.
magics.
Anyway, um, it just answers follow the path.
Fuck me.
Do
Um,
stepping over bodies towards the path.
I know you feel like I'm not giving you information, but these are the most direct answers I could give
no, it's fine.
you. I just feel bad sometimes whenever the information I can give you sucks, you know?
Technically, they can be brief, cryptic, or repetitive. Then there's no reason for them to be truthful. It's part of the spell. So, like,
I
if
mean, I get that, but I also try to provide information as much as I can, especially whenever people ask questions, because that so rarely happens. So,
I'm a do first, ask questions later type person.
and that's totally
I
fine.
can ask two more questions if anybody has other questions.
I just feel bad whenever the only information I can give you is information that sucks. That's all.
The spell lasts for
And
10 minutes,
what
so I can, I can look away, and I'm not asking this question of this. The next questions I'm asking out loud are not towards the corpse. Do you guys have any more questions?
yeah. What's the sound?
What sound? I'm not hearing anything.
That low buzz, that
That
pushy
I think
humming.
that buzz has to do with why you guys are sick.
Oh, are you referring to the humming? It's not a
Yeah, the
buzz.
humming noise.
It's not a buzz. It's humming like from a person, like a hmm. Yeah, it's it's
Yeah,
Does
it's
like I mean low key humming, off key humming.
yeah, it's a person. So if anything, Cat would be asking, "Who the fuck won't shut up?" But you know.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's basically what Cat's asking.
They can't ask questions. Only I can. How do we deal with the what is it? The whatever radiation?
Ferris,
Yeah.
it just simply answers leave.
Okay. What's the last question I want to ask it? How long has it been since Droki came through here?
Mere moments.
We need to keep moving then. That's the 5 questions.
I could have told you that one.
Yeah, Nick says already following the path.
Well, verifying that that was actually Droki and not some other person. Welcome.
Should have just asked if, where to find Droki to begin with.
I did.
You didn't use the word Droki.
Okay, I used the very good description of that of Droki.
Could have just said Droki.
Okay, I forgot his name IRL. Okay,
Oh my
ask the
gosh.
question. Jesus, I'm not good with names, especially names I can't see. Like,
Fine. I'm just teasing you.
I am very bad with theater of mind when it comes to remembering names.
That's okay. And I've said this once, I'll say it again. This is all just a glorified game of make believe anyway. All of these names are just made up words. It's fine. um, although you guys are probably just gonna have to like role play for a second. I need a minute. I just sneezed and bit my tongue and it hurts like hell.
Oops.
So I'll be here, but I'm gonna let some of this ice water sit on my tongue for a second because this really hurts.
I wouldn't even have to roleplay in this situation. We're in a stinky room, and Nyx is already headed towards the other way.
Cat tosses that like weird twisted nail and the symbol of Lolth at Vi.
Nyx has already stuck the giant eyeball in her in her bag. So
few irons that bypasses magical resistances.
Well, you can have it. I don't know if you noticed, but like Lolth is kind of big down here. Big deal, whatever.
Oh yeah, I know.
I chose not to
Oh
put
yeah.
a big beastie in you guys' way. Um, I chose not to put a big beastie in you guys' way.
Why not?
That's fair.
Because I feel like combat slows things down in this particular instance, and it doesn't make sense to do the combat that is in this room at the current moment. I feel like it doesn't make
We've come
sense.
back out this way anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah. So anyhow, so as you
Follow the path. What do you
guys,
mean by follow the path? Fuck.
what?
It said follow the path, and I was just trying to figure out what it meant by fucking follow the path.
Oh, the tunnel you guys are in it
No
only
shit.
goes one way.
Okay, I'm reading this map horribly wrong if that's the case, because then it breaks off into more fucking offshoots.
Yeah, but I mean, they all kind of go to the same place. I mean, I know it looks like it's confusing, but that's by design. It's supposed to be. Not gonna even try and lie to you. You guys are supposed to get lost here. But there's really only like one way to go through it, and that's just to go through it. There's no like past the first room, there is no right or wrong direction because everything is all connected. So you will end up doing everything. Um, if that makes sense. It's kind of like a roller coaster. You just got to ride it from here on out. If that helps kind of put your mind at ease there. Um, that being said though, as you guys start to follow the path, um, there is a face that appears in the ground below you.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh,
that's a face.
what kind of a face? Is
I
it hot?
need you guys to roll a d20, please. Just a d20. This is just so that I choose someone in a
17.
somewhat random matter. A 9. Vishara, you're the only d20 that's missing.
Yeah, give me just 1 second.
No problem. I just wasn't sure if you were even here. I didn't hear anything on your end.
Yeah, I have a really good sound gate, so like I'm literally typing up a message and nobody can hear me doing stuff.
When you're speaking, I can hear you clicking though, so, there's
Yes.
that.
When I'm speaking, you can hear me click, but if I'm quiet, no, because my sound gate works like it's supposed to. Just a D20, that's it.
Yeah, just a method of random choosing. Right. So, I rolled a 9, and Nyx also rolled a 9.
Oh,
So,
next.
so, uh, so this one is relatively harmless. It's not any creepy dreams or anything like that. However, the face that appears in the ground is looking at you. It appears on the ground right in front of your feet.
Just like
it blinks, and then it kind of like pokes its head up, and it's semi-transparent. You can see through it. It seems to be in the appearance of a deep gnome. He says,
Stick my hands in it.
"Hello, are you adventurers? Oh, uh, that's not that's not very nice.
Are you a ghost?
I think I'm a ghost, maybe? I'm definitely dead.
Then you're a ghost. We are adventurers.
Oh, well, hello, nice to meet you.
What's your name?
I'm Pellic.
Pelik. Who needs to speak with the dead when you have a ghost? She says, turning to Vishara.
Yeah, I didn't know that Vishara was gonna do that, or I would have just moved this forward, but it didn't cost spell
Nah,
slots anyway,
nah.
so.
He said it smart. It was
It did
smart.
cost charges on the thing, which is kind of annoying.
I I think chargers should like reset with sleep though.
They do,
They
yeah.
do well at dawn, which God knows what that is.
Which was, as far as you guys are concerned, like 30 minutes ago.
What? So, are you stuck down here?
I think so, yeah.
If it's not too personal, how did you die?
Oh, that's not very, it's not very nice. Do you really want to know? Are you sure?
I'm just curious.
Oh, well, actually, you're walking on me. And he just kind of points at like the scattered body parts on the ground.
Oh, she says, moving off to the corner or out of the
It's kind
counter
of an accident. I mean, there's like no
body.
It's a random
offense, a lot of different people
two
on the
dozen.
ground.
Oh, I'm not mad
So,
about it. Walk where you have to walk. I mean, I'm already dead, right? I was just answering the question. She asked me how I died, and well, I heard the other guy tell you how everyone else here died, so I thought that answered the question. I'm sorry, did that not answer the question? I just really I haven't seen anybody here for a while except for um the small guy with the funny hat, so I'm not really sure how to talk to people anymore. I, I'm sorry.
So this is all Boopido
Oh, yes.
doing all this.
he killed all of these people?
Yes.
He really wasn't hinged.
Huh. Well, now I
Can
feel
you
less bad
lead
about
us to
beating him to
the guy
death.
with the funny hat?
Um, well, I don't know where he is, but I can tell you where he went.
You can't try to come with us because I kind of want you to come with us.
Um, well, I can't actually leave. But you could do a favor for me.
What's up?
Um, so, uh, I I can't actually leave here because I can't rest. My my bones have to go back to where I'm from. They need to be buried properly.
And where are you from?
I'm from Blingdenstone.
Oh, hey, we're headed that way anyways.
Oh, that's wonderful news.
So, wait, if we pick up your bones, will you come with us or will your spirit still be stuck here?
Well, I would be stuck in the caves, but I don't see any reason why I can't follow you while you're in here.
Okay, you guys, we have a ghost.
So, are the others also stuck down here?
Um, I haven't met anybody else. I don't know if they're here.
Okay.
Nyx is gonna start picking up the bones. Um, and carefully just put them in her backpack.
Um,
Um,
so you're just picking up random bones. It's impossible to tell if any of these are his. And
And he said I was standing in him, so I on him. So I was basically just picking up bones in that area.
I mean,
Uh,
I get that. I'm just saying you could be picking up other people too. That's all I meant.
Duh. Will he know what bones are his?
More
um,
importantly, he, will he know what the humming is from?
you can ask
Already
him.
explained the humming.
You can ask him both of those questions.
Okay,
Let Nyx go first.
wait. Which bones are yours?
Um, all of them? I'm not really sure. Uh, oh, but I do know something that is mine for sure.
Wouldn't it be a really large glass eye, would it?
No. And he kind of like pokes himself with like both fingers in his eyes, and his hands just kind of like go right through his face. I think I still have both of these.
Okay. Just asking what is then what is yours?
Um, there's a strange magic here. Uh, it kind of
Makes you sick.
well, I mean, not me. I guess I'm dead, so it doesn't really affect me. Uh,
Me.
but but it animated one of my severed hands, and it scuttled away through one of the narrow tunnels. You might be able to find it. You'll know it's mine because it's wearing an obsidian ring.
Wait, wait, wait. So the radiation animated your hand?
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, it's phasers. Have you never been to like a drow city?
I'm a deep gnome, so no.
Yeah, alright. So it's like it's radiation down here, and like drow tend to build their cities near it because it messes with magic, so people can't like teleport in for like defensive purposes.
Well, that seems very
And
strategic.
it, yeah. Well, have you met drow? They're not,
He just kind of like
So
shifts his eyes, like I don't know how to answer that question, but I'm not gonna say I don't know how to answer that question.
do you know what an incessant humming is?
Humming. You know, when Bupido was here and he visited frequently with new bodies, he would hum while he was working.
Okay, but we killed Boopy though.
I literally beat him to death with my hands after he failed to kill me because he stabbed me in the shoulder while I was taking a nap.
That sounds pretty on brand. You said that this place has weird magic though, right? Maybe that's it? I mean, how many ghosts have you met outside of here?
None that I can think of.
A couple, but not like down here.
I tend to stay away from scary places.
He just kind of like looks at his hands like, "Wait, am I scary?"
You're not scary, you're adorable. Okay.
You
So
know what though? That doesn't. I did read somewhere once that like rocks can hold on to like that kind of stuff. So that makes sense, especially with like the radiation.
Well, the stone giants believe that stones talk to you, so maybe?
Oh, that's right. Maybe I should just try talking to the rock again.
yeah,
He just
that
kinds
makes
of
good
he
sense.
just kind of pulls a face like, "Wait, you can talk to rocks too?"
Can I try and talk to the rock?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Yeah, I'm just gonna crouch, and like look at the rocks.
What did we decide the role for that was last time? Was it perception?
Can't remember.
To see if you could hear the rock?
I think so.
I don't remember. Are you going to try and convince the rock to do something? Because you can roll persuasion instead if you want to try and convince the rock to stop the humming. Well, I mean, you still could feasibly roll persuasion for that if you wanted instead of perception. Since we have determined that the rocks do in fact talk to you.
My perception is better than my persuasion.
Okay, whichever you prefer. I was just offering.
I'm still at disadvantage, but it's fine.
Guidance.
Thank you.
All
Okay,
right.
so 12.
Okay. That's good enough. What would you like to ask the rock?
I want its secrets.
Like all of its secrets? Because, like, rocks are really old, man.
The most, the important ones, yeah.
Okay. Now I have to decide if I want to actually answer this or if I want to make it a ridiculous answer. Like what the rock had for lunch.
Sediment. A sediment sandwich.
um, I'm sorry, that's just so funny to me, like the concept of a rock eating a sandwich. I'm sorry. Um,
Get it? Because it's a sandwich?
Wow.
that was a bit of a reach, but that one was pretty good.
That's how it's spelled. SAND. It's in the name.
I mean, alright, wait. Pause, real quick. Out of
It's
character.
not a sandwich.
Out of character. I was playing Divinity the other day, with my buddy Harry, and we were in this place. I forget what the place is called, but we were looking for this dude named Mortis, right? And I forgot his name, so it was like, yo, Mordenkainen's place sucks. And then he like transformed into this like Morden Achium something, and I was like, oh my god, it's Mordenkainen's magnificent mantis because it looked like a giant mantis. It was the best joke I ever made, and all right. We can continue.
That's pretty good. All right. So, like, I guess maybe to help me answer this question, maybe narrow it down. Like, what kind of secrets do you want from the rock? Do you want like plot relevant secrets, or do you want rock related secrets?
Plot relevant secrets.
Okay. So, the rock is going to tell you that the hand that you are looking for is still somewhere in the caves, but it's very far away. Also, that you guys missed a pouch in the corner.
I turned to the corner and grabbed the pouch that we missed.
Inside is 21 gold and a damp piece of lizard skin parchment with the words Worship Bupido written in shaky Dorvish.
Ah, screw you, poopy dough.
Well, this is his shrine to, to his god,
Himself.
so Dinkarazan.
This is Bupido's shrine to himself.
Yes. Or who he thought he was, anyway. Because remember, he thought he was the reincarnation of Dinkarazan.
Hmm. So your hand.
It's far away, but it's in the caves. That
It's
is
still here?
That's what the rock told me.
Oh, that's amazing! I can finally be laid to rest.
We are gonna go after the hand, right? Nick says,
Yeah.
looking up at cat like puppy dog eyes.
Yeah, we can get the hand, but we also need to make sure we get Droki as well.
right, Jokey.
Is that the name of the man with the funny hat? He's
It
so
is the name of
tiny
the man.
The weird stick.
and very small. Oh yeah, he went that way. He just kind of like points.
And which way did your hand go?
Also that way.
Good. Two birds, one stone.
one stone. Cat looks at Nyx.
What? Cat is looking now, is now looking at Nyx, okay? If you cut out after that, I don't know.
Yeah, no, just because they said the same thing at the same time, Cat's just like, what?
Oh, look at that. We're like minded.
All right, that's. I gesture for everyone to continue down the path. I will take.
Little ghosty friends, we'll make sure you go. We'll make sure you get put to rest.
I will take the rear, and as I walk past Vishara to take the rear, I want to whisper to him, them. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I want to whisper to them and go, I think you guys are rubbing off on me, and I don't like that. That's it.
Okay. There will be a message back via mental actions. But you guys can keep moving on.
Ooh.
Mm. Nyx will take front. Why not? And head in the direction that we need to go. Apparently.
Ooh. Okay. Now I have a map with labels on it. This is so much easier now. All right. So,
Right. So.
when you guys went through that tunnel, you sort of like a bypass something else, which is fine. You'll have to go back through it on your way out. Um, and into a different area. So, as you guys make it into the next cave, a dense fungi forest blocks your way. Its tallest specimens growing some 5-ish feet high. Even as you assess it your best way to pass through it, a hissing sound starts to rise, like uncounted tiny voices whispering in tongues you don't understand.
I want to hiss back so badly.
I mean, there's nothing stopping you.
Except if it's a physical thing, I will alert it to us, which is a problem.
Uh, Whisper. I'm like, do you guys hear that?
Yes.
Hmm. Um. Well, I suggest that we just, continue on.
So, if you guys look at where you are on the map, I'll give you like a snippet of where you are so that it's easier to like narrow down the section that you're in. You guys are in the rocky sort of looking area that's on the right-hand side of that. If you wanted, you could go back around the other way and end up going back around the loop and through the other side, but you'd still have to go through the mushrooms either way.
They're just mushrooms, right?
Is anything just what it seems in this world?
I don't know.
Thank you for answering that so that I didn't have to. Just because.
I never heard. uh, Nick says, pulling out a dagger and poking the nearest mushroom, tall mushroom.
Roll initiative.
Oh.
God fucking damn it.
Well, I got a 5.
I got a 9.
I think Hero fell asleep.
That's fine.
Hero.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hero.
I need a hero.
About ready to fight mushrooms.
Ooh, are we fighting
I got a
mushrooms?
5.
So you need to roll initiative because Nick's decided to poke a mushroom.
Well,
It's
I did not hear. I did not hear our gracious DM say to roll initiative.
I did. I did, in
I.
fact.
Oh well, okay. I did not hear it, so I will roll initiative.
Um, I rolled a so wonderful, so fantastic 5.
Yeah, I'm not gonna give you disadvantage on initiative. That
Alrighty.
seems super punishing. I'm gonna let you roll that again, just as a normal d20 plus whatever. I know how it's supposed to work, but I'm not gonna enforce that for initiative.
Okay.
but also don't exclude it for the things that are supposed to affect initiative, please.
Right.
The bard abilities. Jack of many or jack of all trades or whatever.
Okay.
Adds initiative or half your proficiency to your initiative because unless you were proficient in initiative, it is a skill that you are not proficient in.
Well, it's not like I was just granting advantage for no reason. It was just taking away the disadvantage.
Fair point.
DM rules.
Yeah, I'm not arguing against it.
Either way, I rolled a 5.
Yeah.
I'm writing down the initiative order in the initiative channel to keep track.
I'm gonna go turn on my light real quick.
No problemo.
You don't want to be in a gremlin in the dark anymore.
Live to only be a gremlin in the dark.
Sounds like that could go one of two ways.
All right, and so now that that's posted, this is what you're fighting.
Oh, those are bugs. I don't like bugs.
It's
Ooh.
this swarm of
Bug.
insects.
Okay. Not fighting mushrooms.
No, you're fighting the bugs that live in the mushrooms.
Great.
All right.
That earthworm looks very intimidating.
It's the beetle that looks scary to me.
Well, for all we know, it could be Earthworm Jim.
Oh no, not earthworm Jim.
Anyway.
About to just moonbeam across the entire field.
uh. All right. Well, I'm just gonna go up and make an unarmed strike.
Can you put the